Hello dear student, welcome to fourth lecture of magnetic effect of current. In last lecture we'll discuss some numericals, we'll discuss magnetic field due to current carrying finite long wire, magnetic field due to infinite long wire and magnetic field due to semi-infinite long wire. In this session we'll discuss some numerical and we'll move forward towards new topics. So first of all, please write down the numerical. The question is a closed circuit is in the form of regular hexagon. A closed circuit is in the form of regular hexagon of side A. If the current carries in circuit is I, if the current carry in circuit is I, what is the magnetic field at the center? What is the magnetic field at the center of the hexagon? What is the magnetic field at the center of hexagon? So see my dear student, what the question says. Question says a regular hexagon shape circuit is there. So if I am talking about regular hexagon means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So for hexagon we know the number of sides are 6. So it is A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I am writing the points as, let's suppose this point is A, this point is B, this point is C, this point is D, this point is E and this point is F. So they are in question they are saying there is a regular hexagon in which current is flowing and the value of current is I. So I current is flowing in this regular hexagon, my dear student. So as we all know, AB, BC, CD, DE and EF is, my dear student, equal in size. They are saying that their side is A. There is a point at the center. Let's suppose this point is O, where we want to find magnetic field due to this current carrying circuit in form of regular hexagon. Now see my dear student, as the side of hexagon is given, so let us consider this hexagon is a frame of wire whose size is identical. And I already tell you, if size is identical, then magnetic field, formula of magnetic field which will apply is magnetic field due to finite length wire. And we all aware with the formula of magnetic field due to finite length wire, it is B is equals to mu naught I by 4 pi A and sine alpha plus sine beta. I hope you all are aware with this formula. If length of the wire is given, then the wire is considered to be finite length wire and magnetic field due to finite length wire is nothing but mu naught I upon 4 pi A sine alpha plus sine beta. Alpha and beta is angle by which we will see the ends of the wire. So let us take this side of wire. So this is basically both ends of wire. Current is I. A is perpendicular distance of the wire. From a perpendicular distance from the wire to the point where we want to find magnetic field. So here A is nothing but, if I am taking this point as N, so A is nothing but ON. And both the ends of wire is visible. Now see, if you will see beta, this is an equilateral triangle. This angle must be 60. So this angle is 30 and this angle is also be 30. So alpha and beta both are 30 degree. So two things now we'll discuss. Let's find the distance between perpendicular distance between perpendicular distance between the wire and point O where we want to find magnetic field. Now see, this distance is A. If this point is just perpendicular to the wire, then this distance must be A by 2 and this is also A by 2. We want to find the distance of ON. So let's find the distance of ON. So if this is A, then this also be A because this is an equilateral triangle. So this is A by 2. We want to find this side. So this side can be found by applying Pythagoras. So ON is nothing but under root A square plus, under root A square plus minus A square by this side and this side. So I'll write A square plus A by 2 and its square. So ON becomes equals to under root A square plus A square by 4. So ON is basically distance which is given in formula in form of A. So after solving this, what we'll get, my dear student, we'll get root 3A by 2. This is the value of perpendicular distance, that is root 3A by 2. Now let's apply this value on the formula. It is B is equals to mu naught I by 4 pi A. A is under root 3A by 2. So 2 comes upside. Now sin alpha, that is sin 30, plus sin beta, again it is also sin 30. So this will be 2 2s are 4. So 2 get cancelled and it is now mu naught I by 2 pi root 3A sin 30 plus sin 30. Now put the value of sin 30, my dear student. So after solving this, you will get mu naught I by 2 pi under root. This will be solved and you will get B is equals to mu naught I by 2 pi root 3 mu naught I by 2 pi root 3 A. This will be the value of magnetic field at point O due to this wire whose name is AB, in which I current is flowing. I am repeating once again, this hexagonal is considered to be made up of frame of wire, and we know that if the length of wire is given, then the wire is considered to be finite length wire. And for finite length wire, the value of magnetic field is mu naught I by 4 pi A sin alpha plus sin beta. Remember, this A is perpendicular distance from the wire to the point where we want to find magnetic field. So this is basically perpendicular distance. So if this is A, then this must be A by 2. This forms as equilateral triangle. So if this is an equilateral triangle, then angle must be total 60. So 30 and 30. This side will be also A. So this side is given. This side is given. By Pythagoras, we'll get this side. It is under root 3A by 2. Angle is 30 degree because both the end of wire is visible, as wire is of finite length. So if wire is of finite length, then angle is 30 and 30. So sin 30 plus sin 30. After putting the value of sin 30 and solving, we'll get B is equals to mu naught I upon 2 pi under root 3A. Now see, my dear student, this is only one side, but similar sides are there. So total 6 sides are there for hexagon. Now check what is the direction of magnetic field due to this wire. So we know that the direction of magnetic field due to wire is given by right hand thumb rule, in which we have to place our right hand thumb in the direction of current and curl the finger. Curling of finger can give the direction of magnetic field. So see, this is the direction of current, curling of finger. So due to this AB wire, the direction of magnetic field at point O is outside. Similarly, this is the BC end, again similarly outside. This is DC end, similarly outside. This is ED end, thumb is placed in direction of current and curl the finger, finger comes outside, so away from this plane. Similarly, current in the direction of thumb is in direction of current outside, similarly outside. So my dear student, all the 6 sides give the direction of magnetic field at point O is away from the plane. So my dear student, all the sides carry equal length, all the sides carry same current, and all the sides gives same direction of magnetic field at point O. So this is basically for one side. For 6 side we have to multiply this with 6. So B net becomes equals to 6 into mu naught I by 2 pi root 3a, 2 3s are 6. So B net becomes equals to 3 mu naught I by pi root 3a. This is the value of magnetic field at the center of a regular hexagon. Regular hexagon. I hope you all understand. So let's discuss some more numerical. Write down another question. The magnetic field at a point, the magnetic field at a point P, the magnetic field at a point P, which is at a distance of 4 centimeter, which is at a distance of 4 centimeter, which is at a distance of 4 centimeter, which is at a distance of 4 centimeter from a long current carrying wire, from a long current carrying wire, from a long current carrying wire is 10 raised power minus 3 Tesla. 10 raised power minus 3 Tesla, full stop. What is the magnetic field? What is the magnetic field? What is the magnetic field at another point capital Q? What is the magnetic field at another point capital Q, which is at a distance, which is at a distance of 12 centimeter, which is at a distance of 12 centimeter from this current carrying wire, from this current carrying wire, from this current carrying wire. So see, I am repeating once again, the magnetic field at a point P, which is at a distance of 4 centimeter from a long current carrying wire, is 10 raised power minus 3. So my dear student, there is a long wire. Long wire means wire is of infinite length, and we know that if wire is of infinite length, then magnetic field is mu naught I by 2 pi a. This is the value of magnetic field due to infinite long current carrying wire. So there is a wire, from this wire 4 centimeter apart. Let's suppose we have a point P where magnetic field is given, it is 10 raised power minus 3 Tesla. They are saying there is one more wire. Let's suppose this is another wire. No, they are saying that what is the magnetic field at another point Q, which is at a distance 12 centimeter from this wire. So they are saying that there is another point, let's suppose Q, which is 12 centimeter apart from this wire. What is the value of magnetic field due to this wire at point Q? Now see, this magnetic field is inversely proportional to, my dear student, distance. Inversely proportional to distance. So we can write, let's take the ratio. So we'll say magnetic field at Q divided by magnetic field at P is equals to distance of point P divided by distance of point Q, because this is inversely proportional. Magnetic field is inversely proportional to distance. So we can say magnetic field at Q divided by magnetic field at P is given, it is 10 raised power minus 3 is equals to distance of P is 4 centimeters. So 4 into 10 raised power minus 2 divided by 12 into 10 raised power minus 2. So this will be cancelled. 2, 4, 3s are 12. So it will be magnetic field at point Q is equals to 10 raised power minus 3 divided by 3. So after solving this, my dear student, please get the answer. Try to solve by your own. So the answer is 3.33 into 10 raised power minus 4 Tesla. 3.33 into 10 raised power minus 3 Tesla. This is the value of magnetic field at point Q, which is 12 centimeter apart from this wire. Moving forward, write down next question. What current must flow? Write down next question. What current must flow? What current must flow? Next question is, what current must flow in an infinitely long straight wire? What current must flow in an infinitely long straight wire to give a magnetic field of 3 into 10 raised power minus 5 Tesla, 3 into 10 raised power minus 5 Tesla at a distance 6 centimeter, at a distance 6 centimeter from the wire. So see my dear student, they are saying we have a infinitely long wire. There is a point which is 6 centimeter apart from this wire. At this point, the value of magnetic field is 3 into 10 raised power minus 5. So they are asking what is the value of current in this wire. So if wire is of infinite long length, we know that magnetic field becomes equals to mu naught I by 2 pi A. So B is equals to, we have to find I. So B into 2 pi A divided by mu naught is equals to I. This is the formula for finding the value of current in this current carrying infinitely long wire. So B is given 3 into 10 raised power minus 5 multiply 2 pi multiply 6 into 10 raised power minus 2 divided by 2 pi into mu naught. So we know that mu naught upon 4 pi is equals to 10 raised power minus 7. So mu naught becomes equals to 10 raised power minus 7 into 4 pi. So instead of mu naught, I'll write 4 pi into 10 raised power minus 7. Pi and pi get cancelled. 2 2s are 4. This is the value of current. So please try to solve the question, my dear student. This is 2 3s are 6. So 3 3s are 9 into 10 raised power minus 5 minus 2 plus 7. So I becomes equals to 9 into 10 raised power 5 and 7. So it is minus 7 plus 7. So value of current is nothing but 9 ampere. Write down please, then we'll move forward. So correct answer is 9 ampere. Moving forward, my dear student, write down next question. Calculate the magnetic field. Calculate the magnetic field. Calculate the magnetic field at the center. Calculate the magnetic field at the center of a square. Calculate the magnetic field at the center of a square whose side is 10 centimeter. Calculate the magnetic field at the center of a square whose side is 10 centimeter. Whose side is 10 centimeter and the current which is flowing is 10 ampere. And the current which is flowing is 10 ampere. So my dear student, they are saying that we have a square. So square have all sides equal, A, B, C and D. There is a point at the center of square, let's suppose O. Side of the square is given, it is 10 centimeter, and in this square 10 ampere current is flowing. So this square carry 4 sides. Consider this square to be made up of wire. let's take only one side. Now see, the distance of this point is given, or we can say the distance of side of square is given, and this square is made up of wire. So we can say this wire is, its length is given, so we can say this wire is considered to be finite length wire. And we all are aware with the magnetic field due to finite length wire, it is mu naught I by 4 pi a sin alpha plus sin beta. So see my dear student, this is a square. If this is a square, then total angle is 90. So if total angle is 90, then this angle must be 45 degree and this angle is also 45 degree. So we have a square, we have a wire whose length is identical, in which 10 ampere current is flowing at point, both the ends is visible by an angle of 45. So I am writing here B is equals to mu naught I is 10 ampere divided by 4 pi into A. A is distance. Now see, total distance is 5. So this 10. So this distance must be 5 centimeter. So 5 centimeter. So instead of A, I'll write 5 into 10 raised power minus 2 meter, because this distance is in centimeter. So 4 pi into 5 into 10 raised power minus 2 sin alpha means sin 45 plus sin beta, again it is sin 45. So instead of mu naught, as we know that mu naught upon 4 pi is 10 raised power minus 7. So instead of mu naught, we can write 4 pi into 10 raised power minus 7. So I'll write here, instead of mu naught, I'll write 4 pi into 10 raised power minus 7 multiply 10 divided by 4 pi multiply 5 into 10 raised power minus 2 sin 45 plus sin 45. So 4 pi get cancelled, we'll get 5 2s are 10. So B becomes equals to 2 into 10 raised power minus 7 plus 2 sin 45 plus sin 45. Now put the value of sin 45. After putting the value of sin 45, solving this, you will get the answer 2.83 into 10 raised power minus 4 Tesla. Now see my dear student, this is the value of magnetic field due to this single wire. But this square carry 4 sides and all the sides carry same current, same length. So just check it out, the direction of magnetic field due to these wires at point O. So we all know how to find the direction of magnetic field due to current carrying straight wire. Place your thumb in the direction of current and curl your finger. Curling of finger can give you the direction of magnetic field. So I am placing the direction of thumb in the direction of current, curling finger, it is outside. So at point O, due to this wire, magnetic field is outside. Similarly, place your thumb in the direction of current, curl your finger, again outside. Similarly, place your thumb in the direction of current and curl the finger, again outside. Place the direction of thumb in the direction of current, curl your finger. So each side gives same direction of magnetic field at point O. So this is magnetic field due to one side, multiply it with 4, you will get the net magnetic field at point O. So B net is 4 into B. So B net becomes equals to 4 into 2.83 into 10 raised power minus 4 Tesla. So B net becomes equals to, just multiply it, you will get the answer. It is 1.13 into 10 raised power minus 4 Tesla. 1.13 into 10 raised power minus 4 Tesla. This is the value of magnetic field at the center of current carrying square. I hope you all understand. Moving forward, my dear student, write down next question. Write down next question. Two long parallel wires are placed at a distance of 16 centimeter from each other, at a distance of 16 centimeter from each other at a distance of 16 centimeter from each other. Each wire has a current of 4 ampere. Each wire has a current of 4 ampere. Each wire has a current of 4 ampere. Full stop. Calculate the magnetic field. Calculate the magnetic field at the midpoint. Calculate the magnetic field at the midpoint between between them when the current in them are first part in same direction and second part in opposite direction. First part in same direction and second part in opposite direction. So let's check it out how to solve this numerical. Very easy, my dear student. All the configurations are given. You have to just put these given values in your formula, just the formula, which formula is to be used. Try to make a figure according to the situation, then solve it. So see, the question says two long parallel wire. Long means infinite long wire. So two infinitely long wire are parallel to each other. So this is wire first, this is wire second. Both the wire carry current, same current, 4 ampere. In first case they are saying both the wire, the direction of current on both the wire is same. So 4 ampere and again 4 ampere. We are discussing first case. They are saying that the distance between the wires is 16 centimeter from each other. So this is the distance, 16 centimeter. We have to find magnetic field at the center of this wire. So let's suppose the center of this wire is O. So from this wire the distance must be 8 centimeter. Similarly from this wire also distance is 8 centimeter. So first of all we have to find magnetic field due to first wire. So magnetic field due to first wire, that is B1, is equals to, as the wire is very long, so it is considered to be of infinite length, and we all are aware with magnetic field due to infinite length wire, it is mu naught I by 2 pi A. So we can write, instead of mu naught, we can write 4 pi into 10 raised power minus 7 multiply current is 4 ampere divided by 2 pi into A is distance. So 8 into 10 raised power minus 2, 4 2s are 8, pi get cancelled, 2 2s are 4, 2 get cancelled. So B1 is equals to 10 raised power minus 5 Tesla. Take this 2 upside, so minus 7 plus 2, it is minus 5. Now see the direction of magnetic field. So place your thumb in the direction of current, as this is basically current carrying straight conductor, and we all aware for the direction of magnetic field due to current carrying conductor. Place the thumb in the direction of current, curl your finger. So due to this wire at point O, magnetic field is inside because our finger is going inside. So similarly for B2 the value must be same because distance, current, everything is same. So B2 is also same, that is 10 raised power minus 5. Now check it out, the direction of magnetic field. So place your thumb in the direction of current, curl your finger. So see my dear student, this is the direction of B1, and for B2 the fingers comes outside. So the direction of magnetic field is away than B2. So net magnetic field, my dear student, is both the direction of magnetic field due to both the wire is different. One is inside, other is outside. So net magnetic field is B1 minus B2, which is equals to 0. So if the wire is parallel to each other and both the wire carry same current, then at the center of the wire the magnitude of the value of magnetic field is 0. Now in second part they are saying if the direction of current on both the wire is opposite. So let's take, now what we'll see the direction of current on both the wire is different. Rest all configurations are same, my dear student. So now 4 ampere current is moving down in second wire. In first wire, the direction of current is upward. So see, my dear student, magnitude of magnetic field remains same because all the configuration is same, although the direction of current is different, so the direction of magnetic field changes. So for B2 as well, the value remains same. It is 10 raised power minus 5 Tesla. Now see, the direction of magnetic field due to first wire, place your thumb in the direction of current, curl your finger. Curling of finger can give the direction of magnetic field. So curling of finger, direction of magnetic field due to first wire is inside. So I will make cross for B1. Similarly, that place your thumb in the direction of current and curl your finger. Curling of finger can give the direction of magnetic field. So I am placing my finger in the direction of current and curling the finger. Finger goes inside. So if it is inside, then the magnetic field due to second wire is also inside. I'll write it as B2. So the net magnetic field as both due to both the wire, the magnitude of magnetic field is same and the direction of magnetic field is also same. So if B net becomes equals to B1 plus B2. So B net becomes equals to 10 raised power minus 5 plus 10 raised power minus 5. So we can write it as 2 into 10 raised power minus 5 Tesla. This is the value of magnetic field at the center of current carrying infinitely long wire. I hope you all understand. Now moving forward, let's discuss another topic. Write down next topic, magnetic field. Write down next topic, magnetic field at the center. Magnetic field at the center of current carrying. Magnetic field. Write down next topic, magnetic field at the magnetic field at the center of magnetic field at the center of current carrying. Magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. Circular loop. So see, my dear student, the situation is like this. I am writing the topic. It is magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. Magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. Magnetic field at the current carrying circular loop. So we have a circular loop. This is our circular loop. Let's suppose the radius of circular loop is r. Now see, my dear student, in circular loop there are two possibilities. Either the current flow clockwise or the current flow anti-clockwise. You have to flow anyhow. The direction of magnetic field changes but its magnitude remains same. So in current carrying circular loop, the direction of current may be anti-clockwise or it may be clockwise. So I am flowing the current clockwise. So let's suppose the current which is flowing in this current carrying circular loop, this loop is made up of wire whose radius is r. In this wire current carrying circular loop, current I is flowing anti-clockwise. Now we have to find magnetic field at the center of this current carrying circular loop by using Biot-Savart's law. So we all are aware with Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law cannot gives the value of net magnetic field due to whole conductor. It gives the value of magnetic field only due to small part. That small part is considered to be current element. After getting magnetic field due to current carrying small part, we have to integrate it. We'll get net magnetic field due to whole conductor. So moving forward, Biot-Savart law is mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sine theta over r square. This is the formula of magnetic field due to current carrying conductor according to Biot-Savart's law. So my dear student, first of all, we have to consider a current element in this wire. We have to consider current element in this wire. So let's take a current element, that is small part of this wire. Let's suppose it is DL and current is I. Now we all know that current element is presented by drawing a tangent. So let's make a tangent. So this is the tangent. This is the tangent which shows the direction of current element. After this, we want to find the perpendicular distance. So see, this is the current element. The perpendicular distance between the point and current element is equal to the value of radius. And now see my dear student, this is tangent, this is perpendicular line, so this angle must be 90. So theta is 90, distance is equals to distance of radius. Now we have to put all the values. So put it the value, what we'll get, see, dB is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi IDL sine 90 divided by r square. See, actually this theta is angle between current element and distance. So current element is towards tangent and distance is radius. So radius and tangent, radius will act like a normal. So we know that tangent and normal, always between them angle is 90 degree. That's why I'll write here 90. And perpendicular distance, remember this distance is always considered to be perpendicular distance between current element and point P where we want to find magnetic field. So this distance is equal to distance of radius. Moving forward, dB becomes equals to mu naught upon 4 pi IDL sine 90 is 1 upon r square. So this is the value of magnetic field due to this small part which is also called current element. Now if we wish to find net magnetic field due to the whole current carrying circular loop at center, we have to integrate this. So I am writing here for net magnetic field at point O, integrating both sides. We have to integrate both sides. So integration of dB is equals to integration mu naught upon 4 pi IDL over r square. So integration of dB must be b. So b becomes equals to mu naught is constant, 4 pi is constant, comes outside, current is constant, r is constant, integration of dl. So integration, if integration of dx is x, then integration of dl must be L. So we can write here as b is equals to mu naught I upon 4 pi r square, and it is dl, the integration of dl is L. Now see, basically L is length of circular loop, or we can say total length of circular loop. So if I am talking about total length of circular loop, it is equals to circumference of the loop. So circumference is 2 pi r. So we'll write b becomes equals to mu naught I upon 4 pi r square into 2 pi r. 1 r and 1 r get cancelled, pi get cancelled, 2 2s are 4. So what we'll get? We'll get b equals to mu naught I upon 2r. This is the value of magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. Current carrying circular loop, that is mu naught I upon 2r. Mu naught I upon 2r. Now we'll discuss the direction of magnetic field due to current carrying circular loop. So write down, my dear student, direction of magnetic field, direction of magnetic field at the center, direction of magnetic field at the center of direction of magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. Direction of magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. Write down the direction of magnetic field the direction of magnetic field due to the direction of magnetic field due to current carrying circular loop. So write down the direction of magnetic field due to current carrying circular loop. The direction of magnetic field due to current carrying circular loop is given by right hand screw rule. Now see my dear student, what rule says? Curl according to this rule. Write down according to this rule, curl your right hand finger. Curl your right hand finger in the direction of current. See, actually, basically the direction of magnetic field due to current carrying circular loop is just opposite to the direction of magnetic field due to current carrying straight conductor. In straight conductor, we'll place our thumb in the direction of current and curling the finger. Curling of finger can give you the direction of magnetic field. But when we are talking about circular loop, in circular loop, the direction of magnetic field is given by thumb. You have to curl your right hand finger in the direction of current. Thumb can give you the direction of magnetic field. So see, according to this rule, curl your right hand finger in the direction of current. Thumb can gives the direction of magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. So my dear student, direction of magnetic field due to current carrying circular loop is given by right hand screw rule. In this rule, we have to curl our right hand finger in the direction of current. Thumb can give you the direction of magnetic field. So see how to find the direction of magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. So case first, if current is clockwise. Case first, if current is clockwise. So let's suppose this is our current carrying circular loop, and in this circular loop current is flowing clockwise. We want to find magnetic field at direction of magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. As we all know, the magnitude of magnetic field is mu naught I by 2r. This is the value of magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop. We are interested to find the direction. Now see, for direction we have to use right hand. With the help of right hand, you have to curl your right hand finger in the direction of current. So right now current is clockwise, so I am curling the finger in clockwise direction. Thumb can give you the direction of magnetic field. So see my dear student, at center thumb is going inside. Curl your right hand finger in the direction of current. Thumb can give the direction of magnetic field. So see, thumb is going inside. So at center the magnetic field is inside, so it must be cross, and we know about magnitude, it is nothing but mu naught I by 2r. So this is basically magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop if current is clockwise. Moving forward, let's discuss case 2. If current is anti-clockwise, if current is anti-clockwise. So see my dear student, this is current carrying circular loop. Now current is anti-clockwise, so I'll make current as anti-clockwise. Now see, current is anti-clockwise, so place your right hand finger, curl your right hand finger in the direction of current. Thumb can give the direction of magnetic field, so I'm curling the right hand finger like this. So thumb is outside, so at the center the direction of magnetic field is outward, and its magnitude must be mu naught I by 2r. This is the value of magnetic field due to current carrying circular loop on its center. Now write down my dear students special case. Write down special case. If the current carrying circular loop, if the current carrying circular loop has n number of turns, if the current carrying circular loop has n number of turns, if the current carrying circular loop has n number of turns, my dear student, n number of turns, n number of turns. See, actually this is a loop. Loop carry 1 turn of wire, it may be 2 turns of wire, it may be 3 turns of wire, it may be 100 turns of wire. So n turns of wire. So the magnitude of magnetic field is mu naught I by 2r. This is the value of magnetic field if only one turn is present. If only one turn is present at the center of current carrying circular loop. If n number of turns are present, my dear student, then we have to replace I by Ni. Remember, n is nothing but number of turns of wire. Number of turns of wire. So we can write B as mu naught Ni upon 2r. This is the value of magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular loop if n number of turns of wire are present. Moving forward, my dear student, I hope you all understand this concept as well. So let's discuss another concept. Write down next. Magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular arc. Magnetic field, write down next topic. Magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular arc. Magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular arc. See, arc is nothing but part of circular loop. Write down, arc is a part of circular loop. Arc is a part of circular loop. Arc is a part of circular loop. So see my dear student, we are discussing now magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular arc. I am writing here magnetic field at the center of current carrying circular arc. Arc is nothing but part of circle. A part of circle is called arc. Write down. Part of circle is called arc. Now see, the situation is like this. We have an arc whose radius is r. So let's suppose this is an arc whose radius is r, and this arc is subtending angle theta with the center. Let's suppose this point is called center. So this arc is subtending some angle, let's suppose theta, with the center, and this arc carry current, my dear student, I. We want to find magnetic field at this point, at the center of this arc, at the center of this arc. So first of all, by Biot-Savart law, so we all aware with the formula of Biot-Savart's law. According to Biot-Savart law, dB is nothing but mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sin theta upon r square, as r is perpendicular distance from current element and point where we want to find magnetic field. So we want to find magnetic field at the center of this current carrying circular arc whose radius is r. So consider a small length here. Let's suppose the small length is dl in which I current is flowing. Now we all know that this is basically current element. So it is IDL, and we all aware with the current element we can make a tangent to give the direction of current element. So this is basically current element. This is the point where we want to find magnetic field. So we have to take the perpendicular distance. So my dear student, from current element to point P where we want to find magnetic field, point O where we want to find magnetic field, the perpendicular distance is nothing but equal to radius. So the value of A is also there. It is equal to radius. So I'll write, instead of A we can write R. Instead of A we can write R. So this is the perpendicular distance which is equals to R. Now see, we have to get the angle as well. So this is the perpendicular distance, this is current element, this is tangent, this is perpendicular, or we can say normal. So angle must be 90 degree. So theta is 90 degree. Now put the value of magnetic field, all the value in this formula. So dB becomes equals to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sin 90 over r square. Sin 90, as we all know, it is nothing but equals to 1. So dB becomes equals to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl over r square. This is the value of magnetic field due to this small current carrying element, or we can say due to current carrying length. Now for finding the value of net magnetic field for total current carrying arc, we have to integrate this. So I'll write, for net magnetic field at point O, integrating both sides. So let's integrate this. Integration of dB is equals to integration of mu naught upon 4 pi I dl over r square. So integration of dB is b, mu naught upon 4 pi, taking outside because this is constant, r square is also constant, I is also constant, it is dl. Now as we all know, integration of dl is L, so we can write b becomes equals to mu naught I by 4 pi r square, integration of dl is L. So L is nothing but total length of arc. Now we all aware with a formula, angle is equals to arc by radius. So see my dear student, arc is equals to L. So L can be write as angle into radius. So the angle which is subtended by this arc is theta. So theta into r. So we can write it as, check it out, we can write it as B is equals to mu naught I by 4 pi r square into angle is theta, 1 r get cancelled. So B is equals to mu naught I by 4 pi r into theta. Now see, this 4 pi can be write as 2 pi into 2. So I'll write B is equals to mu naught I by 2 r into theta by 2 pi. This is the value of magnetic field due to current carrying circular loop on its center, and this arc is making angle theta, or we can say the arc is subtending angle theta from the center. Now see, the direction of magnetic field due to current carrying circular arc is similar to the direction of magnetic field due to current carrying circular loop, because arc is also a part of circular loop, my dear students. So place your right hand finger, curl your right hand finger in the direction of current. Thumb can give you the direction of magnetic field. So I am placing my right hand finger in the direction of current, thumbs goes inside. So this is the value of magnetic field due to current carrying circular arc on its center. Now again, my dear student, this is basically an circular arc. So arc carry more than one turns. So I'll write here, if n number of turns are present, I'll write here, if n number of turns are present, if n number of turns are present, if n number of turns are present, if n number of turns are present in arc, I will be replaced by Ni. So we'll write B is equals to mu naught Ni by 2r into theta by 2 pi. Remember, this theta is nothing but angle subtended by arc. This theta is nothing but angle subtended by the arc. I hope you all understand all the concepts what I'll discuss today in today's lecture. In next lecture, we'll discuss some more topics and some more numericals. Till then, my dear student, take care, study hard, stay safe and make proper notes. Thank you so much.